afternoon, and welcome to the 2020 University of San Diego School of Law Distinguished Alumni Awards Ceremony. My name is Megan Donahue, and as president of the Law Alumni Board of Directors, I am honored to preside over today's program. We wish that we could all be together today in person to celebrate our incredible honorees. While that's not possible, we look forward to the day that we can all be together once more and thank the many alumni and community members who've joined today's virtual program. Since we are celebrating virtually, today's registration is complimentary, but if you wish to do so, you can contribute to the Distinguished Alumni Award Scholarship Fund at law.sandiego.edu/DAA. In addition to today's live streamed ceremony, there is a digital event program and also a complimentary virtual photo booth that you can access at law.sandiego.edu/DAA. Today we celebrate this year's Distinguished and Rising Star Recent Alumni Award honorees. As always, we begin today's ceremony with a prayer adapted from the combined prose of St. Thomas More and the National Association of Catholic Chaplains. Loving God, we ask for your presence here amongst us. Pray that for the glory of God and in pursuit of his justice, we may be trustworthy with confidences, keen in study, accurate in analysis, correct in conclusion, able in argument, loyal to clients, honest with all, courteous to adversaries, and ever attentive to conscience. We are reminded that equal justice under the law is the most inspiring ideal of our society, and that justice should be the same in substance and availability without regard to economic, social, cultural, or geographic status. May justice always be blind to our differences and continue to be the guiding principle of our legal system. Lord, bring wisdom, humility, and compassion for those entrusted in making decisions that affect the lives and futures of families and the world community. In this year in particular, shine your light on the healthcare providers and those who have lost loved ones. Through Christ our Lord, amen. Please join me as I introduce USD President James T. Harris III to welcome you on behalf of the University of San Diego.
At the University of San Diego, we teach our students to make a difference on our campus, in the community, and around the world. We ask them to take what they've learned in the classroom, combine it with their God-given talents and their passions, and apply it to humanity's urgent challenges. This all starts at the top with our dean, and I wanted to take this opportunity to thank Stephen Ferrillo for his leadership as dean over the previous 9 years, and wanted to give a special shout out and thank you to Margaret Dalton for stepping in as our interim dean over the past few months. Today I'm pleased to announce that Robert A. Shapiro, JD, has been named Dean for the School of Law. He will assume this new role in January of 2021. Robert comes to USD from Emory University School of Law, where he served as Dean from 2012 to 2017. Robert is an award-winning educator. He's been recognized for his devotion to and engagement with his students. He's received numerous Distinguished Teaching Awards, as well as Professor of the Year honors from the Black Law Students Association. A graduate of Yale Law School, Robert served as the editor-in-chief of the Yale Law Journal. Early in his career, he clerked for the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York, and then for Justice John Paul Stevens of the U.S. Supreme Court. The appointment of Robert Shapiro comes at the end of an extensive national search process. His academic and legal experience demonstrates an exemplary commitment to scholarly excellence, curricular innovation, and the social impact of a legal education. I'm confident that his visionary leadership will guide USD's strategic priorities in the years to come and will help to sustain and enhance the continuing excellence of the School of Law. Our School of Law's distinguished alumni are our best examples of that excellence. Today you will meet Steve Colon from our class of 1984, Ben Coughlin from the class of 2012, Joy Utomi Hartman, who graduated with her JD in 2011, and Kim Coro, who graduated cum laude from USD in 1986. Together, they are a force with which to be reckoned. They are consistently named among the 50 influential leaders in San Diego, recognized in the best lawyers in America, chosen as top 10 attorneys, lauded among the region's top 40 under 40, and are known as super lawyers. These lawyers, these distinguished alumni, have supported or established scholarships and fought for those who are going through the toughest times of their lives. They've prosecuted sexually violent predators, represented whistleblowers, supported the homeland security of the United States, championed diversity efforts throughout the San Diego legal community, and earned recognition for their pro bono support. Today, we celebrate their professional achievements. We also celebrate the fact that they have brought USD's vision to life. They have proven that it's more than just a lofty goal. They've shown us that we can be change makers. We can confront humanity's urgent challenges. We can make a difference, and we can change the world. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the Vice President and Provost of the University, Dr. Gail F. Baker.
Welcome to the 2020 Distinguished Alumni Awards Ceremony. I'm Gail F. Baker, Vice President and Provost, and it is my pleasure to have the opportunity to be with you virtually today as we honor USD's Distinguished Law School alumni. Sponsored by the University of San Diego School of Law Alumni Association Board of Directors, the Distinguished Alumni Award is the school's highest honor bestowed upon alumni. Each spring, a nominating committee considers candidates for the award. Recipients are selected by the committee, who are then approved by the Law Alumni Association Board of Directors. Today, I am proud to introduce this virtual ceremony in which we celebrate the outstanding achievements of those law school alumni who have been selected to receive this honor. They are alumni who have distinguished themselves in the legal field at an exemplary level, blazing trails for future generations, working to advance justice, and making an indelible mark on our communities and a difference in our world. This moment is also one where we honor and recognize the vibrant USD community of dedicated faculty, engaged students, and committed alumni who make this supportive educational environment possible, working together to maintain strong connections, always in service to finding solutions to complex social, political, and legal issues of our day, and drawing upon the innovative spirit that prepares students to become leaders who serve the common good. Thank you to all of our honorees and family members, friends and alumni who are watching with us today. Now, I am pleased to introduce Robert A. Shapiro, the new Dean of the USD School of Law. Robert will assume this new role in January. He has had a distinguished career as a scholar, administrator, and teacher. He comes to USD from Emory University, where he was the Asa Griggs Candler Professor of Law and co-director of Emory's Law Center on Federalism and Intersystemic Governance. He served as the Dean of Emory's University School of Law from 2012 to 2017. He previously served as Associate Vice Provost for Academic Affairs, Associate Dean of Faculty for the Law School, and Associate Faculty Director for Emory's Hale Institute for Global Learning. Robert is an award-winning educator. He has been recognized for his devotion to and engagement with his students, receiving numerous distinguished teaching awards and Professor of the Year honors from the Black Law Students Association. A graduate of Yale Law School, Robert served as editor-in-chief of the Yale Law Journal. He clerked for Judge Pierre N. Laval, then on the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, and for Justice John Paul Stevens of the United States Supreme Court. He worked with the law firm of Sidley and Austin in Washington, D.C., where he practiced general and appellate litigation. I am confident that Robert's visionary leadership will guide USD's strategic priorities in the years to come and will help sustain and enhance the continuing excellence of the School of Law. Please join me in welcoming Robert Shapiro to USD's School of Law.
Thank you, Provost Baker. I'm looking forward to working with you and with President Harris as we continue to build on the extraordinary strengths of the USD School of Law and help guide it on its continuing trajectory of excellence. I want to offer my welcome to the alumni and friends in attendance and congratulations and thanks to our honorees. I am grateful for all you have done. One of the great strengths of USD Law is the exceptional dedication and loyalty of our alumni. You have made the school what it is, and your continued engagement ensures that the future of the law school is bright indeed. I am very excited to be joining this extraordinary community. I've long admired USD for its superb faculty and students and for its strong sense of mission. This is a university committed to educating students to be change makers, prepared to confront humanity's most urgent challenges. USD Law has long focused on preparing future leaders to have a positive social impact. In a time of great change in society and in the legal profession, with many challenges surrounding us, USD Law is ideally positioned to continue to be a leader in legal education. We will provide the foundation for our students to excel in their chosen paths, and through our teaching, scholarship, and service, we will be at the forefront of advancing the rule of law. I especially want to thank Interim Dean Margaret Dalton for all that she has done for the USD School of Law this year and throughout her tenure at USD. She has been a strong and innovative leader. She and Dean Ferrulo and other deans before them have helped to build an outstanding school with enormous strengths. It is an honor to follow in their path. I'm also personally grateful to Margaret for the extraordinary insight and kindness she has offered throughout this transition process. I am excited to continue to partner with her in helping to lead this superb institution into its exciting future. My wife Lillian and I are looking forward to meeting all of you in person or at an appropriate distance when my term begins in January. We feel so very fortunate to be joining this exceptional community. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Shapiro. We are so pleased that our alumni community could meet you at our annual celebration of alumni achievement. And we all look forward to having you with us in San Diego in January. Now let's hear from the current Dean, Professor of Law, and USD alumni, Margaret Dalton.
Good afternoon. I am honored to welcome you to the 42nd Distinguished Alumni Awards ceremony as the Interim Dean and a very proud alumna. Thank you to each of you for being here to recognize some of our outstanding University of San Diego School of Law alumni and congratulate 2 Distinguished Alumni Award recipients who have distinguished themselves in the legal field or other chosen profession. They embody at an exemplary level the high ethical standards and commitment to community service that USD School of Law seeks to instill in all of our graduates. The Distinguished Alumni Award recipients are joined by 2 new rising stars. Since 2011, the Law School and the Law Alumni Association Board of Directors have been delighted to present the Rising Star Recent Alumni Award to alumni who have graduated within the past 10 years and have made significant achievements in the legal profession or chosen field, and also demonstrated a high level of community involvement. The Distinguished Alumni Award ceremony is particularly meaningful to alumni, including myself, who are active here in the San Diego legal community. I have attended many of these events in my 25 years working here at USD, and they are always very special. Over that time, and in my various roles here as Interim Dean, Vice Dean, and Director of the Legal Clinics, among others, I have been afforded the unique opportunity to meet and work with so many impressive alumni of USD. In fact, with many of you who are joining us today. I have tremendous appreciation for the countless achievements of our alumni. I respect the impact you are making in your chosen industries, in the legal profession, in your communities, and in the world as a whole, not to mention the significant contribution each of you make at USD School of Law. Thank you for all that you are doing to contribute to the success of the law school, its students, faculty, the clinics, academic centers, and other scholarly programs. Our more than 16,000 alumni have achieved distinction in the practice of law, in business, in the judiciary, and in other areas of public service. This year's honorees join and enhance an impressive legacy of law alumni. They represent the best and the brightest attributes of their law school classes while also distinguishing themselves through community involvement, as being sought-after lecturers, high-profile litigators, gifted motivational speakers, and in virtually every profession. Although we are only able to single out 4 incredibly accomplished alumni this afternoon, they would be the first to say that the talents of their colleagues and classmates are equal to their own. The profound impact USD School of Law alumni are making is significant in a vast number of fields and specialties. The achievements of alumni enhance our stellar reputation for leadership in legal education, the legal profession, and in service to our community, our state, and our country. When I talk with our alumni, they often attribute their success to the professors who taught them at USD. That should be no surprise to you, given our faculty's distinguished record of tackling the most important and complex legal issues of our times in their teaching and in their scholarship, as well as through their own public service and advocacy. I want to recognize those faculty members who are with us today and ask you to join me in applauding their service to the law school, our students, and alumni. Today we recognize 4 alumni, each of whom has made the most of his or her legal education in providing exceptional service to their clients, their companies, and the profession. As the coronavirus pandemic unfolds and economic, social, legal, and political systems are so very deeply affected by the upheaval, I know that the nation and the world, for that matter, benefit from the insight of well-educated lawyers and those who are trained in civil discourse. I am proud to say that USD alumni will continue to serve the greatest needs of the 21st century with compassion, with intelligence, and with foresight. Each of today's honorees are, in their own distinct way, making a genuine difference in our community and in society by applying what they learned in the classrooms of Warren Hall. It is such a privilege to share in their celebration here with you today. Congratulations to them, and thank you.
Thank you, Dean Dalton, Dean Shapiro, Dr. Baker, and President Harris. Our distinguished alumni and Rising Star Recent Alumni Awards exemplify the best of USD School of Law and remind us of some of the most important lessons we were taught as law students. First, the practice of law is a noble profession that requires not only intelligence and judgment, but integrity and a commitment to justice. Second, that the most successful lawyers not only win in the courtroom, but actively use their legal talents to serve our greater community. Today's recipients, Steve Colon, Kim Coro, Ben Coughlin, Joy Utomi Hartman, personify all of these lessons, and we are honored to call them our own. You'll learn much more about each of these amazing honorees throughout our program. We are honored to have with us today many past recipients of both the Distinguished and Rising Star Awards and celebrate them along with this year's honorees. We're also fortunate to have current students as our guests, students who will help us carry on the traditions of excellence at USD School of Law and be a part of the global recovery from the current pandemic. I join with all USD alumni, students, and supporters when I say thank you to the strong group of committed sponsors to this luncheon. I want to take this opportunity to express the gratitude of USD School of Law for the generous support of our distinguished sponsors. This year's sponsors have a rich history with the law school, and they have all been instrumental in the success of the school's Law Firm Challenge. Bartell Hotels is a platinum sponsor for the 11th consecutive year. Bartell also supports the law school's Big Give campaign and is a host of important programs throughout USD's campus. We're also grateful to Qualcomm and Qualcomm Government Technologies for their platform sponsorship and for their ongoing transformative, trustworthy, mission-focused commitment to providing scholarship support in the areas of intellectual property, science, technology, engineering, math, and cybersecurity for USD law students. Thank you also to our silver sponsor, Higgs, Fletcher & Mack. In addition to recognizing the sponsorship support of the firm, I would also like to acknowledge the fact that Higgs has been leading the way for more than a decade by establishing the original diversity scholarship at USD School of Law, which now bears the name of Craig Higgs in the title. In addition to scholarship support, Higgs also graciously hosted the law school's annual Incoming Students Diversity Reception at their firm only 3 short years ago. Having this common thread of engagement further strengthens alumni, student, and community connections. Next, I would like to extend a special thank you to both our nominating committee and its chair, Andrew Hayden, 2016 Rising Star honoree. Andrew and the nominating committee do an incredible job reviewing our distinguished alumni and Rising Star nominations to produce a slate to present to the board. Andrew's thoughtful leadership increases the connections between alumni and the law school. Last year, he organized the inaugural Rising Star honoree dinner, and our now 20 recipients would have been enjoying each other's company together this evening if we were able to do so. University of San Diego School of Law and the Law Alumni Board has presented the Distinguished Alumni Award since 1977. Today, we are honored to welcome Steve Colon and Kim Coro into a prestigious group of 85 Distinguished Alumni Award recipients. Our first recipient of this year's Distinguished Alumni Award is Steve Colon, Managing Partner at Higgs, Fletcher & Mack. An incredibly accomplished trial attorney, Steve is equally known as warm, open, friendly, curious, and a man of great principle. He always sees the human dimension in addition to the business impacts of cases. Steve is described as an exemplar of what civic leadership is and can be. He has a long tenure as the pro bono attorney of the Old Globe since 1991, guiding the theater through business and employment matters that directly affects its core operations and long-time stability. With more than 3 decades as primary counsel to the San Diego Unified School District, Steve has a holistic understanding of the second largest school district in California. Representing a public entity carries enormous responsibility, and Steve's work ripples throughout the entire San Diego community to the benefit of students, teachers, and support staff. Let's all get to know more about Steve.
While the view from Higgs, Fletcher & Mack is virtually unlimited, very few could have seen a worldwide pandemic arriving in 2020. It's been up to people such as managing partner Steve Colon to keep people safe and business moving forward.
Steve was a leader in determining what was best for the lawyers and staff here at the Higgs law firm. It's a testament to Steve's success in his leadership role that this firm is up and running successfully where many aren't even today.
As if the coronavirus outbreak wasn't enough, HFM also underwent a multi-million-dollar renovation, which was completed in June. It includes the iconic name being added to the building at 401 West A Street. Underneath it all is San Diego's oldest law firm with nearly 80 attorneys and 23 practice groups.
I think that the attorneys and staff here are deeply committed to its core values, and 2 of those core values that I particularly am fond of are the client's issues and challenges have become our own, and we are dedicated and committed problem solvers.
Steve's professional career began as a personal injury employment litigator and trial attorney for McGinnis, Fitzgerald, Reese, Sharkey, and McIntyre. It was there he began his 35-year relationship with the San Diego Unified School District as their primary outside litigation counsel.
They know who I am, I know who they are, I know what they want, I know what they think, they know what they can expect from me, and it's been just a blessing.
With his career becoming more senior in status, Steve was able to devote more time and attention to pro bono efforts. An acting class, yes, an acting class, was the catalyst for a very long and meaningful relationship with San Diego's iconic Old Globe Theater.
One of the joys of being a lawyer in San Diego is there's a lot of great nonprofits that you can attach yourself to and give back to the community. I think volunteerism is very important for a lawyer.
The nonprofit world is based on generosity of civic leaders. Some people give funding to support the place, some people give time, and some people give work, and Steve does all 3. And he helps us out with significant business questions that really go to the core operations of the place. And he's always there, like the most trusted family member.
What is now a 30-year career includes 2 terms as managing partner at Higgs, Fletcher & Mack. The young attorneys fortunate enough to work side by side with Steve are forever grateful.
As an associate working here, it was widely known that if you got to work with Steve, you were incredibly lucky because he was such a great teacher, mentor, educator. When you got to work on his cases, he taught you, he trained you, he took you under his wing, but then he let you fly.
While Steve's mentees soar, his personal life is well-grounded with recent marriage to wife Vicky. They share an affinity for horses. Steve is also an accomplished athlete and enthusiastic outdoor adventurer. His family life extends to USD, where his sister also attended law school, and his father Gordon was a USD law professor and state senator as well. It was at USD where Steve learned that law is much more than what's found in a textbook.
We're paid to solve client problems, and we're paid to analyze issues and reach conclusions that we're willing to put our reputation on. And I think the USD Law School experience trained me to begin that process.
Finally, special recognition goes to Higgs, Fletcher & Mack and Steve for supporting diversity scholarships at the University of San Diego School of Law. He also singles out Lisa Berry and Kate Johnson for their many years of teamwork and support. Congratulations, Steve Colon, a 2020 USD Distinguished Alumni Award honoree.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I present the 2020 Distinguished Alumni Award to Stephen J. Colon from the class of 1984.
Thank you, Megan. Wow. I am deeply honored with this award. I hadn't seen that video, and I just really appreciate those very kind comments from the speakers you saw and heard on the video. I want to thank the USD School of Law Alumni Association and its board of directors for this recognition and inviting me to join with so many distinguished alumni who have received this honor since 1977. I want to extend my personal congratulations to my fellow honorees this afternoon, Kim, Joy, and Ben. You will look forward to hearing about their successes from law school this afternoon. I want to also single out and specially thank Dean Stephen Ferrillo for his leadership and support of the Board of Visitors, for which I am a member. He has played such a vital role in the success of the School of Law. He led USD School of Law to the forefront of the legal education process at a very challenging time, and he has actively sought our advice, counsel, listened to our input on the most important issues facing the law school for the past 9 years. With all my heart, Steve, thank you so much for everything you've done. My thanks also go to Interim Dean Margaret Dalton, who so ably handled the reins during the intervening period, and to thank her for her commitment to the School of Law and for keeping us on the Board of Visitors informed on the dean search process. I am also welcoming this afternoon the very young lawyers and law students who are looking forward to a long career in the practice of law, in business, and government from their law school experience. I understand and can relate to the shared anxiety and concerns that each of you have, just as I did as I entered law school, made it through the school, and then launched into private practice. I can't imagine the added anxiety of doing so in the midst of a COVID pandemic. It may be difficult to believe at this very moment, but I am very hopeful about the future of the legal profession, and you should be equally inspired about your potential for future success in this profession, despite the temporary global condition. At times like these, I'm reminded by my father, Gordon, who inspired me to become a lawyer. He said, "There's always room in our community for a good lawyer. Be patient, take advantage of the right opportunities, learn your skill and craft, welcome good mentorship, and nurture those relationships that will stand you in good stead through this stressful time and well beyond your departure from the school. Have a smile, take a breath, and be happy. The practice of law is a marathon, not a sprint. I want to ask if each of you could indulge me for just a minute to recognize 4 members from my class of 1984 who have been an inspiration to me throughout my career. My first and highest recognition goes to Beth Bayer, Principal Counsel of Media Distribution with the Walt Disney Company, and before that, a Senior Vice President with Warner Time Video and O'Melveny and Myers. Beth was in my study group of 2. We had a shared common bond, which was our commitment to be the best students we could possibly be. We challenged each other, we supported one another throughout law school, and our mutual respect for one another helped make the law school experience one that established the foundation for success beyond the bar exam. Secondly, from my class, I would like to recognize Randy Houts, owner of Randy Houts and Associates, who became a true friend as we both started the practice in San Diego, sharing common experiences, learning professional lessons, and are friends to this day because of those shared experiences. Third, I want to recognize is Debbie Ryder, Director of Development at the law school. She has worked tirelessly to elevate alumni of this community and continues to play a huge part in the mission of the law school to get the alumni support for the success of future generations of law students at USD School of Law. And finally, I would like to recognize John Morrell, Chair Emeritus at Higgs Fletcher & Mack, and former managing partner, chair of the History Center, and a Distinguished Alumni Award honoree. John has been my classmate, friend, law partner, and collaborator for 35 years, sharing common business interests and joining the Board of Visitors to invest in the future of USD School of Law and ensure the continuation of the great presence of this school in the larger legal and business community. These 4 individuals also teach young lawyers and law students. They teach young people, and I guess that's why I also value their friendship. They give back to the school. And if it has to be that there is a theme to these remarks today, I want it to be give back to your school. Become a part of leadership. Lead by example. Show the public that you are privileged to have a professional degree and that you are going to be at the forefront of volunteerism, whether it be your law school, your community, your nonprofit organizations, public service, and civic leadership. All of these individuals that I mentioned above are leaders in that regard. I want to recognize my close personal friend, Alan Brubaker, chair of the Board of Visitors, for his leadership, for his steady hand and guiding service to the law school and at the Board of Visitors in a time of transition from one dean to another. I particularly value his strength as a lawyer and leader in our legal profession, who not only has strong dedication, but community recognition for his high ethical and professional standards. And finally, I want to thank and recognize one of my closest law partners at Higgs Fletcher & Mack, Dan Herbert, who is a member of USD's Board of Trustees. He has totally immersed himself in USD as a member of the Board of Trustees. He is an unparalleled leader who represents the best ideas in higher Catholic education at both the undergraduate and graduate level. I am very proud of his contributions and very proud of our law firm's contributions to USD. Speaking of USD, and speaking of Higgs, Fletcher & Mack, a firm that has more than 25 lawyers that are USD School of Law graduates, I am very proud and accept this award on their behalf. They have stepped up and made a contribution to the Higgs, Fletcher & Mack Diversity Scholarship with both their time and their treasure. Yes, law firms are very important to USD School of Law, but that is not what makes the law school alumni strong and vibrant. It is the people. We are in the people business. The true strength of USD School of Law is the treasure trove of graduates who remember their early fledgling stages in their careers and were given encouragement to persist and persevere. And that's why we as professionals at Higgs, Fletcher & Mack make every effort to give back to the school. We teach, we mentor, we contribute, we offer our advice, hoping that the USD School of Law we know and love will prosper for generations for the young lawyers of tomorrow. It's the gesture of giving back that is the strength of the school's alumni. As a result, we can be proud of the legacy we leave behind and the remarkable heritage that we all share as successful graduates of USD School of Law. In 2019, I was proud to change the Higgs, Fletcher & Mack Diversity Scholarship to the Higgs, Fletcher & Mack Craig Higgs Diversity Scholarship, remembering the son of the namesake of our firm, Craig Higgs, a former Board of Visitor member and one who has inspired young people to go into the profession and to pursue a long legal career. The character and quality of our alumni as lawyers, judges, entrepreneurs, developers, and business leaders, it's what builds the reputation of the institution, not just here in San Diego, but throughout the nation. My advice to students and young alumni has changed very little throughout my career. Give back to the school, give back to your community. Enjoy the opportunity to meet people. Have a smile when you face new challenges. Form new relationships with fellow alumni, your classmates, and professional colleagues. Your investment in USD and in your colleagues will pay dividends throughout your career. It is up to you to see that the profession flourishes in the future and to improve lawyers as citizens and to become inspirational leaders for the community, for the region as a whole, and for the school. Be not afraid. People will see in your face and know they can count on you. A solid reputation is hard to earn and easily diminished. Remember, your word is your bond, and it is a privilege to go to law school. Show people you care and are grateful. I am reminded every day of the Higgs, Fletcher & Mack attorneys who fulfill our core values to address the issues and challenges of our clients and to be problem solvers. In a very meaningful way, USD School of Law has adopted those same core values for its alumni. The challenges of the alumni will become and are a part of the USD School of Law mission. At times like this, and I just want to say how much I remember my father and mother, who took the time to invest in a legal education for me. I can't pay them back any more than to say thank you, Mom and Dad. And I want to thank my sister Ann, who is a USD School of Law graduate and who supports our family very strongly now and who could not be with me to accept this award. But my personal heroes are today, and in this talk, I just want to acknowledge Alan Brubaker, Kristen Rizzo, Barry Edelstein. And they're my heroes not for the kind remarks that they made today that you heard, but because they are true civic leaders. And we all owe them a deep collective thanks as a community for all they do for this community and for the public service they provide. And most importantly, I want to honor and thank my wife, Vicki Carlson. I have no brighter light in my life right now than with having her as my partner. She's beautiful, smart, fun, always supportive, a civic leader and volunteer in her own right, and believes the best is yet to come for me. I want to thank the Office of Development and Alumni Relations at USD School of Law, for Debbie, for Sherry Green, for Chris, our photographer, and Megan and the Alumni Board of Directors who have bestowed this honor on me. And I want to thank all of you for supporting this event, for tuning in, and for the honor of recognition you have made on me today. Go Toreros.
Thank you, Steve, and congratulations. Our second recipient of this year's Distinguished Alumni Award is Kim Coro, Senior Vice President of Qualcomm, Inc., and Division President of Qualcomm Government Technologies. Qualcomm and its clients are in good hands. Kim leverages her skills to help the company navigate an increasingly complex environment, taking Qualcomm's innovative commercial technology and applying it to government projects for the benefit of all U.S. citizens. With more than 30 years at Qualcomm, she is a cultural ambassador for the company, helping to maintain the original culture that has made Qualcomm an industry leader since 1985. As the world moves into even greater connectivity with digital devices, Kim strives to maintain and further personal connections with each other. She honors and respects everyone around her. Kim is described as leading equally with her heart and her mind. Her team members share that she wants them all to have a meaningful impact, encouraging them to act with integrity and with the highest intentions for humanity. Through Kim's leadership, she demonstrates that integrity is in place, a superior product will follow. The wall of Kim's Qualcomm building depicts beautiful backdrops of our nation's capital. Let's glimpse inside.
Those first 30 years was filled with rapid innovation, where we laid the foundational technology for people to talk to people and revolutionize the mobile wireless industry.
The position that we play in the world now is, I think, unimaginable 20 years ago.
This company is made up of brilliant engineers, scientists, strategists, and lawyers. And it is in our DNA to take mountain-sized problems and solve with our innovation at a pace and scale that can't be matched.
Her success is very much rooted in trying to make other people successful in the pursuit of what's best for all. And what I mean by that is, I think she definitely, when it comes to partnering with the U.S. government, for instance, in her role with the company on national security, she truly views it as a partnership.
Her ability to sort of figure out what the customer needs, figure out how the company can deliver that to the customer, and even figuring out whether we should do that. It's a kind of a unique type of role.
It's very, very important as lawyers to understand what's really underneath this rapid pace of technology. I had a poli-sci degree. I did not have a technology degree when I joined Qualcomm, but I was very fortunate to have a lot of engineers who would spend the time with me, teaching me more and more about the technology. They weren't doing that just because it was an altruistic thing. They knew that if they were going to have the legal terms the way they needed it to be, to enable the technology to thrive and the policies to open up and the regulations to be where they needed to go, that there needed to be an understanding of more than just what it is, but what's underlying it and why it should be adopted. And so I would say, for me, I got a second degree working at Qualcomm.
Kim's a kind of the whole package, you know. As you know, she's a lawyer. She's a technologist. She's a business person. She knows our business quite well, but she also knows her customers quite well. She's got a warm personality. She can be absolutely tough and a great negotiator, but she's also quite personable. And so she really does bring it all together.
You know, she set up this great culture in QGov that contributes to the happiness and well-being of all of the employees in the division. And I know I've been truly impacted by having this great work environment and constantly being proud and motivated by the work that we do, and proud and motivated of Kim as well in her leadership.
She wants to mentor and lead other people with the good fortune that she's been given. So I think the opportunity that the USD and USD Law School allowed her to achieve, she feels very important in giving back. And being able to give that back through USD and see future leaders coming up through the university and spreading out through the community, I think that is why her commitment to her alma mater is there and how strong it is.
What it means to me is how special USD is in how it thinks about the place of what a legal education means in terms of making our world better and being engaged in so many areas of where this world is going. And I feel truly, I'm just humbled. It's probably one of the top 5 things that's happened to me in my life.
Could everyone please join me in congratulating Kimberly M. Coro from the class of 1986 on receiving the 2020 Distinguished Alumni Award.
Oh, first time I saw that video. Thank you very much, Megan, for such a wonderful introduction. I also want to thank the University of San Diego Law Alumni Association Board of Directors who selected me for this incredible honor, and extend my sincere gratitude to President Harris, Provost Baker, and Interim Dean and Professor of Law Margaret Dalton. And a warm USD alumni welcome to incoming Dean Robert Shapiro. I am humbled and have been a bit overwhelmed at being added to this list of so many distinguished lawyers who have made significant contributions to our community and nation. What a privilege it is to share this afternoon with 2 new Rising Star Recent Alumni Award honorees, Ben and Joy. The accomplishments of young lawyers create a bridge between our more seasoned alumni and our law students. I see the past, present, and future intertwined in the superior work products that Ben and Joy produce. And of course, I want to say a big congratulations to fellow honoree Steve Colon. Just loved watching your video, Steve, and hearing your speech. It was so inspiring and heartfelt. Steve's background, legal career, and accomplishments are so impressive, and his contributions make him a perfect addition to the roster of the USD School of Law Distinguished Alumni Award, and I'm so honored to stand by his side. In addition, I would like to thank former Dean and Professor of Law, Stephen Ferrullo, who deepened my connection to USD by reaching out to me several years ago to participate on the Board of Visitors. I found his leadership, passion, and commitment to the law school's success invigorating. I have been even more impressed by the authentic way that our dean truly cares about the students. To Stephen Ferrullo, students are the heart of USD School of Law. I want to give thanks to three very special ladies, Debbie Ryder, Sherry Green, and Jennifer Mahoney. Debbie is the connecting fabric for so many of us that want to support the USD School of Law. She's tireless and relentless in her passion to make the law school a success while maintaining a human touch that has been so supportive, informative, and a boatload of fun. Sherry, quite simply, pulled off a miracle to make this event happen, which under normal circumstances would be difficult, but compounded by COVID, she's made things even better with handling this challenging event in this time. All templates and conventions of the past had to be set aside, but all the while, Sherry has been so respectful of safety and a complete delight to work with. And finally, I have to thank my assistant, Jennifer, who has been keeping me somewhat sane and on schedule while making this award experience as seamless as possible during a global pandemic. I feel that my journey as a lawyer has been unique. I was not someone who always knew she wanted to be a lawyer. Growing up, I did not have exposure to lawyers in my family, and attending law school was not a road that seemed obvious to me. After graduating from CU Boulder, I spent a few years teaching tennis. Eventually, with the strong encouragement from my father, I dipped my toe into the law by working as a legal secretary at Manat Phelps in Los Angeles. There I was fortunate to be mentored by brilliant lawyers, including a woman, Barbara Schlane-Polsky. Barbara joined forces with my father, nudging me to go to law school. Together, they sat me down one day and said, "What are you doing? Why not you?" I listened, and thank goodness I did, and decided to apply to USD and entered my first year of law school during the summer of 1983. USD created an environment that communicated the school's supportive mission of wanting all of us to succeed and give back. There was a strong sense of support and camaraderie. One experience I will always treasure is attending Oxford University for a summer legal session in 1984. The exposure to another legal system, as well as the global students and professors, opened my eyes to the world of diversity, of people, of thinking of the law, and what the law degree can provide. After graduating USD in 1986, I followed a traditional path, joining the business department of what was then Gray, Carey, Ames & Fry. I was grateful to start my career at this top-rated law firm. But ironically, this is the choice that would lead to an opportunity that allowed me to ultimately branch out of the traditional law path. That reason for my change of heart was a lawyer named Steve Altman, a classmate of mine at USD, who was leaving Gray Carey to join a small upstart company in San Diego named Qualcomm. He reached out to me, convinced me, this new mother, that the commute and work hours at Qualcomm would be far more conducive in time to raising my newborn daughter than staying at a law firm, in theory. So I jumped from the law firm world in 1989 and joined this technology startup as contracts legal counsel. Looking back at my decision to join Qualcomm, one of the things I love about my legal education is it gave me the tools to branch out to any area, learn it, and hopefully succeed by making a positive impact. At Qualcomm, I began a new learning journey outside the typical law firm and started my de facto master's degree training in technology and business. While my work as legal counsel directly used my legal degree, the technology required me to learn a new field, and I was fortunate to have a number of engineers who would patiently, and sometimes not so patiently, explain the technical details I needed to understand to make the deals the company required. Then, in 1995, my road forked yet again when I was exposed to a new area of business at Qualcomm, helping with national security by leveraging our commercial technologies and eventually being named division president of QGov. This is the year that I received my top secret clearance and began to truly understand the dangerous world we live in, while developing a deep appreciation for those amazing men and women of our military who put themselves in harm's way and help defend our country. My passion was born developing an enduring strategy critical to our company to be a trusted partner with the U.S. government, enabling those who serve to catch up with what I call the commercial curve and achieve critical mission impact by leveraging the fast-paced, innovative technologies that Qualcomm brings to the commercial ecosystem. Love of my country and my company has steered me well and true for the last 31 years. I could not have achieved the successes, though, that in part have brought me this award today without my QGov team, the talented men and women of QGov, and for that matter, Qualcomm, who have worked for me, alongside me, and as mentors and bosses, are a significant part of my life. And I am so grateful to all of them, past and present, and send out a huge thank you. Every person in QGov has a very special place in my heart. We work and operate like a family, looking out for each other while we try to do our part to support our nation. Today, as I look back at the fork in the road where I made the decision to attend USD Law School, it's apparent to me how blessed I was to have taken this path. USD gave me more than just learning the law. It taught me amazing analytical skills that I can relentlessly apply to any situation to achieve the best possible outcome. At USD, my law professors placed a premium on making sure we understood in our core the ethical and fiduciary aspects of practicing law. The qualities of integrity and professional responsibility that encompass a legal role became a lighthouse for me in my journey outside the law in my professional growth at Qualcomm. I attribute my willingness to challenge myself to continue to grow in my leadership skills based on this mental and spiritual training that I received at USD. So here in my 31st year at Qualcomm, I'm keenly aware of how fortunate I was to have that training and mindset thanks to USD. I am so proud to see Qualcomm supporting USD Law through the Qualcomm Intellectual Property, STEM, and Cybersecurity Scholarship Program, and have been so privileged to continue to advocate for that in the company. But all of this would not be nearly as fulfilling as a person if I were not also a mother to two incredible children, Brittany and Ryan. And I have to confess, when I saw the pictures of me and them in that video, it made me tear up. I'm so proud that as my career progressed at Qualcomm, I was able to watch my children grow up to become these amazing adults with talents, potential, and hearts as big as you can imagine. Brittany has amazing creative mind. She shares my love of nature, horses, and the great outdoors, while Ryan's focus has placed him on a trajectory to follow my footsteps at USD, where he will enter the 1L class at USD School of Law next fall. I want to thank you, Brittany and Ryan, for all of your love and support. I love you. During my time at Qualcomm, I was blessed to meet my husband, Mark, a true partner in my life. He has worked at Qualcomm these last 20 years, and I get the joy of being able to work beside him in our work on national security. Whether it's work, travel, or spending time with our children and animals, life with Mark is good, even during COVID. I'm also grateful to the rest of my extended family who have been so supportive of me, many of whom have joined us here today virtually, and I wish I could see you all. There is one special family member who has been on my mind since receiving this award, my mother, Kay. I've been feeling her presence keenly. She was always my solid rock who tirelessly supported me. I am sure she is looking down from heaven today, sitting next to my other biggest fan, my stepdad, Charlie, applauding, smiling, telling me with, I know, a tear in her eye, "You go, girl." 37 years ago, I took that fork in the road to attend USD Law School, which prepared me to have this incredible privilege of serving my country by working at one of the world's greatest companies. It has been an honor and, frankly, the most unique career path I could have ever imagined. I'm so profoundly humbled to receive this award. So once again, thank you, USD, for selecting me as one of your distinguished alumni. I will wear this honor with great pride.
Thank you, Kim, and congratulations. The Distinguished Alumni Award is a cherished tradition of the law school, and in 2017, former award honorees established a Distinguished Alumni Award Endowed Scholarship. Please join me in welcoming 2014 Distinguished Alumni Award honoree Todd Stevens as he shares how quickly this scholarship has taken off and introduces us to the inaugural recipient.
This is the day that we have been waiting for since fellow 2014 Distinguished Alumni Award honoree John Morrell and I first started talking to you about the establishment of the Distinguished Alumni Awardee Scholarship Fund, affectionately referred to as the DAA Scholarship. Since 2017, dedicated alumni like you have united behind a common cause, the creation of a scholarship fund to be named after those who have been recognized as USD School of Law Distinguished Alumni. John and I set out to harness the collective strength of all previous award recipients to find a new scholarship at USD School of Law. Today, it will be my honor to introduce to you the very first recipient of the DAA Scholarship. In the 43 years that USD has been venerating the work and accomplishments of fellow alumni, the importance of supporting student scholarships has become a top priority across the country, profoundly at USD School of Law. I want to say thank you for making the scholarship support one of your key concerns as well. Thank you for spreading the word about this esteemed scholarship in particular. Law students have recently taken on new challenges associated with remote learning, Zoom, virtual engagement, and the added stress of finding a safe and quiet place to attend class, study, and sit for the long-delayed bar exam. I am especially proud this year of the work that we are doing to alleviate a fair measure of the financial burden facing students amid the COVID-19 global pandemic. Thanks to the generosity of honorees, recipients, family, and friends, I was able to announce last year that the DAA scholarship reached an initial endowment level and now stands at $64,000, building toward the goal of a fully financed scholarship within the next few years. We are committed to increasing the level of support to $125,000. To ensure that the endowment will generate the full $5,000 annual student scholarship as a lasting legacy to law school graduates who distinguish themselves through practice, service, community involvement, and leadership. Now, the good part. I am very pleased to introduce to you Robbie Ponce, the inaugural recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award Scholarship Fund. Robbie is the student scholar who best exemplifies the quality of character and the determination to follow in the footsteps of the honorees here this afternoon. Robbie is the president of the Law School Student Bar Association, the USD La Raza Community Outreach Chair, two-time Warren Family Student Scholarship recipient, and the San Diego La Raza Lawyers Scholarship recipient. A graduate of Georgetown University, Robbie currently serves as an intern in the Public Defender's Office following a summer spent at the ACLU Capital Punishment Project, where he joined a team focused on suing William Barr and the Department of Justice for reinstating federal executions. Locally, Robbie has dedicated his legal training in support of Casa Cornelia Law Center's Victims of Crime program. His professional experience in Los Angeles included a clerkship with the Alliance for Children's Rights Public Benefits Program, where Robbie advocated on behalf of intellectually disabled children in the foster care system, and a fellowship in the Los Angeles Mayor's Office of Gang Reduction and Youth Development. As you can see, Robbie is well on his way to becoming the civil rights litigator that he hopes to be one day. I can think of no better candidate to receive the very first Distinguished Alumni Award scholarship than Robbie Ponce.
Hi everyone, my name is Robbie Ponce. I'm a 3L student at USD School of Law. I wanted to make this quick video to extend my deepest gratitude and thanks for naming me as a Distinguished Alumni Honoree Endowed Scholar for this current year. I realize this is the first time this award has ever been given out, and I'm incredibly grateful. Over the last 2.5 years, community service in our university, law, and city communities has been such an integral part of my own personal growth, and it is that for so many other students at our university community. But I wanted to say I would love to accept this award in person and shake your hands and say thank you, but I hope that extending my grace over video will suffice. I look forward to hopefully seeing you all very soon. Thank you very much for investing in my education and that of my peers, and I look forward to seeing you all. Take care.
Congratulations, Robbie. We are inspired by your enthusiasm, work ethic, and passion. You are a fitting first recipient of this prestigious scholarship. I am pleased to now turn our attention to celebrating the Rising Star Recent Alumni Award. This year, we recognize 2 honorees, Ben Coughlin and Joy Utami Hartman. 2020 is the 10th anniversary of the Rising Star Award. The award recognizes emerging leaders whose records reflect ongoing and exceptional growth and contribution to the profession and community impact. After today, Joy and Ben join an inspirational group of 20 Rising Star Recent Alumni Award recipients. Our first recipient of this year's Rising Star Recent Alumni Award is Ben Coughlin, co-founder and partner at Coughlin & Vinnell, LLP. Since graduating from USD School of Law, Ben quickly built a reputation as an expert in catastrophic injury cases, particularly those involving brain injuries. He upholds and appreciates the importance of civility in the law. In the most contentious cases, Ben has the ability to bridge gaps between people, practicing with both kindness and precision. And his compassion and genuine empathy for his clients have been key to his remarkable success. Ben applies the same openness to teaching current law students and new attorneys. The entire San Diego community benefits from his efforts. Let's hear from Ben and his partner, fellow alumni, Casey Vinnell.
I come from a family where both of my parents ran their own law firms my entire life. And so I saw how meaningful that was to them from a very early age. I think during COVID, we had a lot of time to contemplate what was most important to us and the things we liked most about the law and the things we liked doing most. And when it came down to it, being able to control our own destiny, to practice the way we wanted to practice, to handle the cases we wanted to handle, and to work up the cases the way we wanted to handle them, we started talking more and more seriously about why not now? So once you take that leap of faith and you jump into it, the adventure has been wonderful so far.
We keep sort of pinching ourselves and saying, like, is this really happening that we get to do this with each other? We get to be, we get to be partners. We get to work on every case together. We get to build something in our own image and do it together. And I think it's just so, so special.
Anyone who knows Casey takes about 2 seconds to realize how brilliant she is. Then you learn what kind of special person she is. And so I wasn't going to I knew she was at the top of her class too. And so I wasn't going to risk allowing some other firm to swoop in and get her. I right there tried to hire her right in the program as a law clerk. And she has been with me ever since.
He is so passionate about what he does. And when he's taken a depo, it's just kind of at the height of that. And I always make fun of him because he talks so fast in depositions. And when he gets excited, he starts chugging water bottles.
I'm not sure either of us would know how to practice without the other one at this point. As I started this practice So many of my USD law friends who are specialists in other areas helped me get this practice running. It was kind of learning the law through that lens at USD, through people who cared, through teachers who cared, and through mentors who wanted to help, that really prepared me for the practice of law. Wendy Garowal always has a special place in my heart. She was a tremendous instructor, and then also I got to TA for her for a few years, and I still use so much of what she taught me to this day. So I have very fond memories of that class. Of course, Sean Martin, he's such a neat and charismatic human being. No one can be a great lawyer on their own. It's just not possible. You can understand the law, but I don't believe you can be a great lawyer without having great people stand behind you and teach you and show you the way.
Please join me in congratulating Ben J. Coughlin from the class of 2012 on receiving the 2020 Rising Star Recent Alumni Award.
Thank you so much, Megan, the Law Alumni Association, Sherry, Debbie, and all of the people at USD who I have come to know, love to work with, and really cherish everything you do with us and for the school. I am honored and humbled to accept this award. I will try my best for Casey not to speak too fast, but no promises. And so let me start with this, a quote from the great Jackie Robinson. He once said, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives." I've always loved that quote from my son's namesake, but as I've gotten older, and especially after having children, the meaning of it has changed for me. The reason for that is that we're not all born with the same opportunity in life, nor are we all given the same megaphone to affect change. And so, to me, what I take from it is this: go out of your way to help others, even when it may be inconvenient for you. Imagine the things we could do. Imagine how we could change the world if we all gave a little bit more and took a little bit less. To be clear, I do not believe this is anything I have mastered, but is what I chose to speak about today in order to spotlight the incredible human beings and professionals I have met along the way in my life's journey who have impacted me. Raised by two lawyers, I spent most of my life trying to become anything but. Not because I did not see the law as a noble endeavor, but because for a teenager with two successful parent lawyers, the shadow of their success was expansive. As an adult, on the other hand, I am so grateful for the success of my phenomenal parents because it has instilled in me an unwavering respect for the rule of law and the power of setting a good example. At a young age, I began working towards a career in journalism. When I was 17 years old, I was given the opportunity to intern at what was then known as the Mighty 690 radio station, interning for sports radio legend, the coach John Quintera. After a few months of helping out on the show, his producer abruptly left. Rather than hiring someone else, he gave me an opportunity. And at 17 years old, I was producing a radio show. While in college, I was fortunate enough to intern in the legal department of the San Diego Padres, where I met my next great mentor, then Vice President and General Counsel of the organization, Katie Pothier. Katie, like Coach, was one of those amazing human beings who always tried to help others and give opportunities, even when no one asked, and not expecting anything in return. I told Katie way back then that while I loved working with her, my true passion was journalism. And of course, Katie, being who she was, never forgot that. Several years later, when a position in the media relations department opened with the San Diego Padres, Katie had already set me up with an interview and recommended me for the job, never asking for anything in return. In 2008, I applied to law school, originally with the idea that I would return to sports or the media in some capacity. I was so lucky in my first year of law school to be assigned to the legal writing and research class of then first-year professor Wendy Garowal. Professor Garowal, for me, was another one of those people who went above and beyond to instill confidence in her students and make us believe we could all be great. During that first year of law school, I was struck by serendipity when one of my good friends asked me to do a mock trial tournament with her. While I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, I was immediately hooked by the courtroom. That is how I met the next two people who have greatly influenced my career and my life, the great Bob and Dana Grimes. Not only are Bob and Dana two of the greatest trial lawyers this city has ever seen, but for anyone who has ever known them, they're also two of the kindest human beings on the planet. For a year and a half, I was so fortunate to learn from Bob and to learn from Dana. I watched as Bob and Dana never forgot the name of any attorney, witness, or even juror they had ever met. Nothing was ever contentious. They were always kind, and the respect that was returned to them because of that was astounding. I watched as they greeted every single person they came across with genuine kindness. To me, this was not only refreshing to see in litigation, but it was transformational. It was also Bob and Dana who gave a second-year law student a chance to argue in a major criminal trial. When I decided I wanted to explore civil litigation, it was Dana Grimes who immediately, and without me even asking, picked up the phone and found me at home at Gomez Trial Attorneys, where I would remain for the next 10 years. In 2015, I met BB Fell, who is a past recipient of this award, and it's very neat for me to get to share this award for someone who I respect so much. BB came to Gomez with a wealth of experience in trial and civil litigation. From the moment she arrived, BB bent over backwards to ensure I would become the best trial lawyer I could be. She always believed in me at times when I was unsure I even believed in myself. We went on to successfully try a number of cases together, but it didn't stop there. BB helped me to find opportunities within my passions, including teaching with the National Institute of Trial Advocacy, teaching at USD Law, nominating me for countless awards, and giving me opportunities wherever and whenever she could, and helped me to build my reputation as much as anyone else in my career. And she has never asked me for anything in return except for a friendship. After a decade at GTA, I started to think about wanting to build a firm in my own image. It was during this time, contemplating this move, that three amazing people unabashedly encouraged Casey and I to take the leap of faith. We are so grateful to Ben Bunn, Ken Turek, and Robert Hamparian, who gave us confidence when our nerves got the best of us trying to make this decision. They spent countless hours talking us through the pluses and the minuses, the positives and the negatives, guiding us through how to build the business we wanted to build. They dedicated weeks to helping us find the people we needed and building the belief in ourselves to begin, never once asking anything in return. Likewise, the generosity of Michael Pines and Aaron Solomon, who since we've started our own firms, have done nothing but give and give and give to us. Michael told me one day, as he's giving us office space without asking for anything in return, that all he wanted to see was us to succeed beyond our wildest dreams. There are so many people who have, whether I asked or not, impacted my life by trusting in me with opportunity, by helping to give me confidence, and by helping to expand my reputation. While it would take much more than the 5 minutes I'm allotted here to mention them all, I give these examples above because this is how we can impact lives on a daily basis. And so I ask everyone listening, every judge can protect the rule of law is to train the next generation through the examples that we set. Finally, before I close, I want to thank a couple of more people who have been there with me every step of the way during this journey. Mark and Jenny Dowling, my amazing in-laws, who have had unending faith in me and Kathleen and our family and this career I've chosen. My amazing parents, who I mentioned before, who have always been the example for me as I entered a career in the law. My partner, Casey, who you got to meet earlier, and her entire family, who have been willing to take this incredible leap of faith and this journey with us. And above all else, the love of my life, my wife, Kathleen Coughlin, who has been there every step of the way, has supported every decision I have made, encouraged me in all of my endeavors, and stood by me to fight for what we believe in. Kathleen, you are my rock, my support, and my everything. And still, the only person I believe who can regularly beat me in an argument. I love you and Jack and Mackenzie so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ben, and congratulations. Our second recipient of the Rising Star Award is Joy Utomi Hartman. Joy has always contributed to USD School of Law and is a model alumni. Joy was an active law student and held many leadership roles in the student organizations. Immediately after graduation, began volunteering at alumni, admissions, and career events. When Joy sees a need, she makes it happen. Recently, Joy helped co-found USD's newest scholarship, the Advancing Black Leadership and Scholarship in the Law Fund, which has already raised approximately $22,000 to help increase the diversity that is crucial to USD Law's mission and continued success. In addition, Joy has a stellar reputation at the Attorney General's office. She is the office expert on sexually violent predators and helps guide that office's important work in that area. Her successes include a case before the California Supreme Court, where her sharp intellect paired with her persuasive people skills resulted in the court ruling in her favor 7-0. Let's see the role that Joy is playing in growing our collective future.
One of the things I really got to develop while I was at USD Law School was how to be a leader and how to balance your personal life, your professional life, as well as your studies, all while trying to, excel in all those various areas. And while I was at USD Law School, not only was I on the Black Law Students Association board, as well as the Moot Court board, I also had the opportunity to intern at the DA's office, at the city's attorney's office. And those were opportunities that I wouldn't have been able to have had it not been for career services at USD. As an alumni, my goal is to try to create that same experience for the current students, and whatever I can do, however I can give back.
So I don't even know if committed is the right word or if it does it justice, but she has an ownership about the things that she commits to. That she wants it to be the best that it can be, and she wants to make sure that there's something to for others to look up to for the future, and know that there's a certain standard. And I think in a lot of ways, from working with her, she set the standard for a lot of things that we did because of her commitment, and it's made us all the better.
Being a Black female attorney, it can certainly feel isolating because there are not a lot of us. That also encouraged and inspired me to work with a number of wonderful people in helping to co-found the Advancing Black Leadership and Scholarship in the Law Fund, especially in light of this year's protests and calls for recognition and dismantling of racial injustices and systemic racism in all aspects of our society.
She does it all, and she does it well. She's an amazing lawyer. She goes above and beyond in the office, volunteering to work on difficult cases and helping to run our student team. And in her spare time, she does things like takes German classes. So in my experience, most people who are super involved in work don't do a lot of outside activities. And most people who are super involved in outside activities sometimes neglect their actual work. Joy is 100% dedicated to everything she does.
As legal practitioners, we have so much power not to just shape our current status, but to shape where the future of our country can go. And the people involved in shaping the future of our country have to represent the people of our country. We're all the fabric of our nation. And I'm excited that this Advancing Black Leadership in Law School scholarship is recognizing that and is making that a priority at USD. My parents came to this country. They flew across an ocean with 3 kids in tow to this country in 1989, having never set foot in this country. Every ounce of success or accomplishment, humility, determination, strength, happiness I have is certainly due to my parents, my siblings, my amazing siblings, my husband, and God.
Please join me in congratulating Joy Utomi Hartman from the class of 2012 on receiving the 2020 Rising Star Recent Alumni Award.
Thank you so much, Megan. That was wonderful. As the past award recipients have said, we did not see these videos until just now. So I'm so grateful and overwhelmed and just thankful to be here today. I want to first start with congratulating the other award recipients. It's been just truly amazing to hear about the stories and accomplishments of Kim, Steve, and Ben. Your accomplishments, your work ethic, and your service to our community are truly an example to be emulated. I'd like also to thank the law school and to thank the Law Alumni Association, to thank Dean Ferrulo, Dean Dalton, welcome our new Dean, Robert Shapiro. Thank you for recognizing me here today, recognizing the other recipients of these awards. And I just want to say USD Law School is an amazing institution, and it has given me so much. I still remember one of the first times, I think the first time I stepped foot on this campus. I was actually in my final year of college, actually. And I forced a couple of my girlfriends to road trip to San Diego so we could visit the law school. And you would think we were visiting Disneyland or a concert or something. That's how excited I was to check out the law school. And I remember seeing a few law students, and they looked so cool and sophisticated. And I know now that's a bit of an oxymoron because law students and lawyers were not very cool. We're a bunch of nerds that argue over the importance of an Oxford comma, and I will say it is very important. But as an undergrad, looking at the law students, they just seemed the coolest. And my most vivid memory from that trip was posing for a picture in front of the law school sign and having this wishful feeling that coming to this law school would change my life, and it did. It gave me a robust legal education, the opportunity to grow and develop as a leader, the opportunity to develop my legal writing and analysis, a large network of resources, and friends and friendships that will last a lifetime. So thank you to USD Law School, and a special thank you to the members of the Law Alumni Board, for who I have such great admiration and respect for. Thank you for finding me worthy of this incredible honor. I truly feel so appreciative and overwhelmed to be sharing the stage with the other recipients and hearing their amazing stories. And I look forward to continuing to serve this school, serve on the board, and support the law school and the new generation of law students any way that I can. I love being an attorney, and I love being a deputy attorney general, and I owe that in large part to my colleagues, the brilliant, humble, and hardworking men and women of the Appeals, Writs, and Trials section in the Attorney General's office. So I want to say thank you to my colleagues, giving special recognition to Julie Garland, head of our local office, Michael Poulos, who you saw in the video, my supervisor, as well as all of my past supervisors, Barry, Eric, Natasha. Thank you so much for your guidance and your supportive leadership and for shaping me to be the attorney that I am today. I'd also like to especially recognize Scott Taylor, a fellow USD alum and colleague who hired me as an intern when I was just a 2L and was my supervisor and mentor, and now is my colleague and friend. I want to especially thank him for seeing something in me, for investing in me, and for also helping me develop who I am today as an attorney. Special recognition also to Teresa Torreblanca, Britton Lacey, Kate Kirschbaum, Christopher Beasley, all USD alum, also Genevieve Herbert, who I work alongside with in running our law student internship program. And it's pretty amazing to think that it has all come full circle. My first experience with the AG's office was as a law student, and now I've been blessed to have the opportunity to help supervise the law students in our internship program. So I just want to, especially recognize those people. And I always have to say that the problem with naming names sometimes is that once you start, you just want to name everybody, and unfortunately I can't. but I am honored to work alongside such talented, principled, and good-natured, good group of people who, you know, we might spend a little bit too much time arguing about how many sentences come after a period or the etymology of words like stickity, but it's an amazing group of people, and it truly is the best place to work and to practice. And the work that we do is certainly challenging and stressful at times, but it's also rewarding. You gain the professional reward of getting to argue in the highest court in the state and seeing your name on published cases, but you also get the personal reward of knowing that your work makes a difference and knowing that you can always make the just and ethical arguments. I also want to recognize the members of the Earl B. Gilliam Bar, an organization I've had the privilege of working with in some role or another since I was a law student. I'm honored to be the past president of that organization and to share that honor with people like Abrina Wheatfall, who you saw in the video, Judge Talisha Martin, Yahira Aristi, the current president of Lawyers Club organization. And I'm so deeply just indebted to that organization for giving me the opportunity to support the Black and underserved communities in San Diego through scholarship, mentorship, pipeline outreach, community service, and programming aimed at facilitating intellectual and impactful discussion on race and justice. So thank you to the members of Earl B. Gilliam Bar Association and Foundation. Finally, and most importantly, I have to thank the stars in my life, my family. I'm so incredibly blessed to have such an amazing family. As I mentioned in the video, I was born in Nigeria, and my parents moved here and moved the whole family here when we were very young. And you know, they came to the US for the same reason that every immigrant leaves their only home, the only home they've ever known, to search for more opportunity and a brighter future. And their journey to that brighter future was not an easy one, because although they were professionals, experienced professionals in Nigeria, they came here and had to essentially start from the bottom. But they did so with so much humility in their hearts, and throughout their journey, they showed their children by example what it means to persevere, to be resilient, and to sacrifice for those that you love. And every ounce of every good, every achievement I've been able to reach, I owe it to my family, I owe it to God. So I want to thank you, Mom and Dad, for all of your hard work, for your unwavering love, your guidance, your wisdom, your strength, and your self-sacrifice. The greatest award I could receive is to know that I've made you proud. So thank you, and I love you. To my 4 brothers, Michael, Fabian, Moses, and Edred, you guys are my very best friends and my backbone, so thank you so much. My sister-in-law, Mary Lou, and my little niece is watching. She's probably running around and not paying attention, but hi, Alicia. Hi, Mary Lou. And to my darling husband, Philip, you are my everything. So I'm just very thankful for this honor. I want to again thank the law school, thank Sherry and Debbie. I don't think I've mentioned you guys. Also to thank and congratulate all of the award recipients today. This is truly an honor, and I hope that I can always live my life in a way that's worthy of this honor. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Joy. Congratulations. Our alumni are the foundation of what makes our law school great. USD School of Law has more than 16,000 alumni in all 50 states, U.S. territories, and 60 foreign countries. Through events like these, the Law Alumni Association helps connect alumni and creates a strong and supportive network for both current students and alumni. Our greatest wish is that we could be together in person to celebrate. Although we cannot physically gather right now, we will continue to identify and provide opportunities to safely connect with you and foster your relationships with one another. I look forward to seeing you at USD alumni events throughout the coming year, in whatever ways we are able, as we continue to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of our alumni. Until then, our program today is concluded. Thank you.